If you've played around in Notion at all, you've encountered the idea of a page, whether you've realized it or not. You've consumed content or added text to a page if you saw something that looked like this. In this video, we'll analyze a few text-based Notion pages to get a better understanding of some of the best practices that exist for text editing. And don't worry if some of the things we do in this video don't feel natural yet. As you work more with Notion, you'll become more and more familiar with navigating and with keyboard shortcuts. For this series, we'd rather get right into the meat of it. So the three best practices that we'll talk about today are adding text and adding textual structure, adding media and adding visual structure, and then adding styling. So let's look at this piece of text and add some structure and design. Notice how when I click into the page, all of the options fade away. That's so you can focus on getting your thoughts on the page. Remember that to add text in Notion, you can simply start typing or paste text in. So the first thing I want to do here is create sections using headers. There's three major sections here: the pre-interview, the interview, and the post-interview. I'm going to denote each of these with level 1 headings. Inside of each section, I could add further delineation. To change a piece of text, we simply navigate to the 6-dot menu on the left-hand side and select Turn Into. This gives us a list of options. Here, we will select level 1. We can also format in line with the pop-up menu by selecting text and changing what we need. There are a couple of options for displaying the interview content itself. I could use toggles to focus on the questions, and then adding the answers inside. Or I could use columns to draw out the question and the answer. I'll go ahead and do that here, creating columns for each of these questions. For final touches, I might want to add a little more emphasis to my sections, so I could add dividers using /div. I could add colors at that 6-dot menu. I can even change the font. A final document might look something like this. Let's go ahead and practice what we learned there by building out a page from scratch. To add a new page that only you can see, you can use the plus sign next to the private section of your workspace in the sidebar. Again, no worries if the sidebar is a little confusing right now, we'll get there soon. That should pull up something that looks like this. For illustration purposes, let's go ahead and recreate an article from the New York Times called How to Make Dinner Without Cooking Anything. The first thing we'll want to do here is give our page a title. Then we can give it an icon, and we can search for one that we like. Next, let's go ahead and paste in text from the article itself. Notice how when I click into the page, the features fade away, leaving me with my thoughts. The next obvious missing item here is the cover image. So we can go ahead and copy and paste this image from the web. We can add the caption using the caption button in the top right-hand corner. And then we can resize it to be a little friendlier to our screen. It's looking pretty good, but we're still missing a little bit at the top here. So let's go ahead and add the subheading with a level 2 heading. Again, I can just add my text, use the 6-dot menu, and turn it into a subheading here. To add a divider, I can just type 3 dashes in a row, and it will automatically turn into a divider. There's a lot more we can do here, like adding the byline, date, and the call to action. But you're starting to get the idea of how text can be formatted in Notion. After we've changed the text and added those details, our page might look something like this. Go ahead and add a new page on your own before moving on. Add some text, add some colors, add some media, even play around with embed blocks if you'd like.